Right, Article 14 starts like this. The residence is inviolable. Okay, first thing is, what do we mean by residence? Now, this can be our home, but it can also be our temporary home, maybe a hotel, or even our place of work, our office. It maybe we've got a second home. That can be also considered our domicilio or our residence. So this is wherever we want to exclude other people because we want to create our own intimacy, or maybe carry out our social, spiritual or cultural interests. This can also be a residence for social formations, like a church or something like that. So a place where we want to create our intimacy and exclude others, we can consider our residence. We've got to remember, this was a time when they wrote this, when we had fascism, and fascism had a strong authority and could do what it liked, could invade wherever, and wanted to control everywhere, in all places, our homes, our offices, wherever. It was very invasive, this authority. So this kind of gives it limits. And why is it inviolable? It's inviolable because our place of residence, whether it's temporary or permanent, or our office at work, or maybe a church, is a place of personal freedom. Remember Article 13, personal freedom is inviolable, and it means, I can do what I like in my space. I can have my space to do what I want, and that what I want could be, other freedoms like economic initiative, maybe political meetings, union meetings, maybe worshipping religion in wherever, my home, at church. So it's a way of protecting places, so people can have their personal freedoms. Then it continues. It's not possible to carry out inspections or searches or take away property unless it is within the limits established by the Article 13, the personal freedom protections. So what it's saying here is there is a link to personal freedoms, and the limitations of personal freedoms are also the limitations of our inviolable residence, inviolability of our residence. So if, like in the case of personal freedoms, it's urgent and necessary, a public authority can obviously come in and maybe, take whatever if they suspect there's terrorist activity, and they look for material on the computer, etc. They can do that if it's urgent and necessary, or has the authorization of a judge, as in the last article. Then it continues, the verifications and the inspections for health or financial reasons or public protections and tax reasons are regulated by a special law. So there is a special law created which allows these inspections and verifications of the authority, wherever. So if you know the public authority has suspicions about a business, maybe they think the business is evading its taxes, it can enter the property and look at all the computers and check, you know, their incomes and what they've declared, etc.